February 2026. A man named Matt Schumer posted a 5,000-word essay on X. The title, "Something Big is Happening." Within days, 80 million views. The essay said one thing: AI just did to coders what COVID did to the world, and everyone else is next. But here's the part that scared people. Schumer said he no longer does his own job. He describes what he wants, in plain English, walks away for 4 hours, and comes back to find the finished product. Not a rough draft, the actual finished thing. Better than he could have done himself. That post went so viral, it now has its own Wikipedia page. The question is, was he right, or was it just hype? Let's find out. With real data, real companies, real people who already lost their jobs to AI. Chapter 1. The Graveyard. Let's start with names, not predictions. Things that already happened. March 2026. Jack Dorsey fires 4,000 people from Block. That's 40% of the entire company. His reason? AI tools can now perform a wider range of tasks. Not, we're losing money. Not, restructuring. AI made those people unnecessary. Chegg, the homework help company, cut 45% of its workforce. Why? Students stopped coming. They went to ChatGPT instead. Chegg stock dropped 99% from its peak. Duolingo quietly removed 10% of its translators. The app that teaches you languages, it no longer needs humans to create the lessons. Fiverr, where freelancers made a living, laid off 30% of staff and declared an AI-first mindset. The irony, the platform that sold human skills decided humans weren't needed anymore. But these aren't isolated cases. In 2025, companies cited AI in 55,000 job cuts, 12 times more than 2 years before. In just the first 2 months of 2026, another 32,000 tech jobs gone. This isn't a forecast, this is a body count. Chapter 2. The Invisible Massacre. Everyone talks about factories and robots, but the real massacre is happening in offices, bedrooms, and coffee shops, where freelancers work. Here's a stat that should terrify you. Businesses that spent money on freelance platforms in 2022, more than half of them stopped entirely by 2025. That money didn't disappear, it moved. Company spending on AI tools went from literally 0 to 2.85% of total budgets. Freelance spending collapsed from 0.66% to 0.14%. Let me make that human. A freelance marketing agency, 8 people, $600,000 a year in revenue. By 2025, they made less than $10,000. Not $10,000 per person, $10,000 per person, $10,000 total. The clients didn't fire them, they just stopped calling. ChatGPT was doing the work for free. A medical writer had nearly full-time hours in March 2024. By 25, 4 to 5 hours per month. She's been applying for jobs for over a year. Nothing. Content writing rates dropped 32% in 1 year. Those $40 blog posts, AI writes them in 11 seconds. The human who charged $40 now competes with a machine that charges $0.02. And it's not just writers. Computer graphic artists, down 33%. Photographers, down 28%. The creative middle class is being erased. But here's what's really scary. Nobody talks about this. Because there's no factory closing, no CNN camera outside a building. These people just disappear quietly, 1 gig at a time. Chapter 3. The Dario Warning. Normally, tech CEOs say AI will create more jobs than it destroys. That's the script. That's what you're supposed to say at Davos. Dario didn't read that script. He's the CEO of Anthropic, the company behind Claude, one of the most powerful AI systems on Earth. In early 2026, he published a 20,000-word essay called The Adolescence of Technology. In it, he said, AI will eliminate 50% of all entry-level white-collar jobs within 1 to 5 years. Not 50 years. Not eventually. 1 to 5 years. He specifically named entry-level consultants, lawyers, and financial analysts. He said AI is already quite good at most of what they do. And then he said the part that made headlines: unemployment could spike to 10 to 20%. Now think about that. The man who builds AI, who profits from selling it, is saying this will cause mass unemployment. That's like a cigarette CEO saying these will kill you. When does that ever happen? At Davos, other CEOs pushed back. Not that fast, they said. But here's what they didn't say. He's wrong. Because the IMF already confirmed part of it. Their research shows 40% of all jobs globally have meaningful exposure to AI. In rich countries like the US, UK, Germany, that number is 60%. The World Economic Forum's 2025 report puts it at 92 million jobs displaced by 2030. They also say 170 million new jobs emerge. But those new jobs require skills that most displaced workers don't have. That gap, that's the crisis. Chapter 4, The Split. Now here's where it gets interesting, because this isn't a simple AI bad story. While content writers lost 32% of their income, people working on AI-related projects on Upwork earned 44% more per hour. AI freelance rates jumped 60% in a single year. Demand for AI video generation skills up 329%. AI content editing up 180%. Prompt engineering up 240%. So the market isn't dying, it's splitting in two. Think of it like this. Imagine it's 1995 and the internet just arrived. Some people said this will destroy businesses, and they were right. It destroyed Blockbuster, travel agencies, and newspaper classifieds. But it created Amazon, Google, and Netflix. The people who lost were the ones who said, this doesn't apply to me. The people who won were the ones who learned the new tool first. That's exactly what's happening now. The freelancer who charges $40 to write a blog post, dead. The freelancer who uses AI to write 10 blog posts in an hour, edits them with expertise, and charges $200 for the package, thriving. The entry-level lawyer who does document review, replaced. The lawyer who uses AI to do 100 hours of review in 20 minutes, then spends their time on strategy, irreplaceable. The question isn't, will AI take your job? The question is, will you learn to use AI before someone who will takes your job? Chapter 5, The Immunity List. Now let's be honest. Not everything is doom. Some jobs are genuinely safe, but not for the reasons you think. Plumbers, electricians, carpenters, safe, not because they're low skill. Because AI lives in computers, and these jobs live in the real world. Every building has different wiring. Every pipe breaks differently. You can't send a chatbot to fix a toilet. Therapists, counselors, nurses, safe. Not because AI can't diagnose. It actually can, sometimes better than humans. But because healing isn't just information. It's holding someone's hand. It's reading the room. It's trust. AI can't sit across from you and say, I understand and mean it. Skilled trades are about to become the most valuable careers in the world. The plumber who everyone looked down on, he can't be automated. The coder who everyone admired, he already has been. The irony is brutal. Chapter 6, The Real Playbook. Okay, so what do you actually do? Not vague upskill advice, real moves. Move 1. Learn to use AI tools today, not tomorrow, not next month, this week. If you work with text, learn Claude or ChatGPT. If you work with images, learn Midjourney. If you work with code, learn Cursor or GitHub Copilot. The tool doesn't matter. The habit does. Move 2. Become the human in the loop. AI generates, humans verify. The most valuable people in 2026 are not the ones who do the work. They're the ones who check the work. Quality control, strategy, and judgment. Those are your new job descriptions. Move 3. Stack skills. A writer who can also analyze data? Dangerous. A designer who understands marketing? Unstoppable. AI replaces specialists. It struggles with people who combine multiple domains. Move 4. Build a personal brand. When AI can do what you do, the only differentiator is who you are. People hire people they trust. They don't trust algorithms. Your face, your voice, your reputation. That's your moat. Move 5. Move toward human-to-human work. Sales, negotiation, teaching in person, leadership, caregiving. Anything that requires physical presence and emotional connection. AI can write a sales email. It can't shake your hand and read your hesitation. In February 2020, most people heard about a virus in China and thought that won't affect me. 2 weeks later, the entire world shut down. Matt Schumer's essay compared AI to exactly that moment. And whether you think he's a genius or a hype merchant, the numbers don't lie. 55,000 AI-attributed layoffs in 2025, 32,000 more in just 2 months of 2026. Freelance income collapsing. The CEO of the biggest AI company saying 50% of entry-level jobs are gone in 5 years. The IMF saying 40% of all jobs globally are exposed. This isn't a prediction anymore, it's a process. And it's already happening. The only question left is, are you going to be the person who learns the new tool, or the person the tool replaces? Subscribe for the full documentary series on AI and the future of work.